Okay, sorry about that. A little bit of a, I guess, whatever, malfunction. All right, so like I said, if you know how to do inequalities, which you should, you know how to do absolute values, which you should, then absolute value inequalities are basically by themselves. The only difference between absolute value inequalities and regular inequalities, you don't know which one is going to be and which one is going to be or until you go to graph, okay? Pay attention to the graph, okay? Pay attention to the graph. So, for example, you have absolute value of x is greater than 1, right? Absolute value of x is greater than 1. Well, you do the same exact thing. Instead of this equal sign, you use the same sign over and over again, okay? So, pretty much, it's not the same sign over and over again, but you know what I mean. You use the same sign, okay? So this is a positive 1, right? So obviously, it'll be negative 1 is greater than x, which is greater than 1. Now, here is how you draw this, okay? Please pay attention to this, okay? This part. Clearly you have the x is greater than negative 1, right? But this part right here, this is where the flipping, remember when I showed y'all the flipping part with inequalities before? This is where this comes into play, okay? This flipping part, okay? So you bring the x down, is less than, you flip the sign with the x. X is less than a negative 1, okay? X is less than negative 1. And then you keep this part right here. You keep that. X is still greater than 1, okay? You keep that, okay? You don't necessarily have to put and or. I don't necessarily care. I care that your answers are correct, okay? So if you were to put this on a graph, you clearly have a negative 1 over on this side, have a 1 over on this side. What kind of circle is above them?
Open.
Good job, open. Boom, boom. Which way is this one going for the negative 1?
To the left.
To the left, yes. Which way is it going for the 1?
Right.
The right. Okay? Be careful. Understood? Basically, long story short, if you have the greater than sign or greater than or equal to sign, it's going to be or. Now watch, when we have a less than sign, then it's going to turn into an and, okay? But it happens, especially, it's not written in stone. You know what I'm saying? It's not written in stone that you're definitely going to have an and, or you're definitely going to have an or. You know what I'm saying? Because of the possibility of you probably multiplying or dividing a negative onto either side of this inequality, okay? Yes, you will still have to do that eventually, okay? So just be mindful of it. Let me see. Look at number 3. Number 3 states, this was number 1. Number 3, states absolute value of r plus 4. Whoops. Not equal to, but it is less than 6. Okay? Less than 6. It's less than, or if it's less than or equal to, most likely you're going to have an and. Okay? So, let's get rid of this absolute value. Let's take this, and the opposite of 6, bring it over to the other side. So, negative 6 is less than r plus 4, which is less than 6. That kind of goes together. You see how it gels together? Not like this, because in this type of situation, -1, if you have -1 that's greater than x, but x is still greater than 1, you clearly have an OR, okay? Whereas -6 is less than r plus 4, which is less than 6. Yes, it's going in order, so you should know that this is an AND, okay? And what is it that I showed y'all last time?
Subtract the 4 on both sides.
Subtract the 4 on both sides. Boom. 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 Okay? Therefore, -6 minus 4 is what?
-10.
-10 is less than r, which is less than, what is 6 minus 4? 2. Okay? Good stuff? And I'm pretty sure, remember when y'all have seen this, y'all had seen this before. Yeah. When I showed you the and part where the r, where it's in the middle and you can just split it up. You can still split it up if you so choose, so that you can put your r onto the other side. Or like this. Just make sure you flip, okay? You flip it. The r comes over here, and it is greater than a -10, and then keep that down. Keep this part down. R is less than 2, okay? That way, you automatically know. Let me put the 0, scoot the 0 over. Let me put 2 right there, and then -10 right here, right? What kind of circles are above them? Open, right? Where do they meet? Do they meet in the middle, or do they go away from each other? They meet in the middle, all right? And this right here is you just discovering your range, okay? You are solving these absolute value inequalities regular-wise, all right? Y'all got plenty. Your quiz on Thursday will have 12 questions, and I will be grading each question. You will be, I don't know if I'm gonna give you 12 questions. I don't know, hold on. Now that I think about it. Hola. Not right now, why? All right, hurry up, man. Ah! So, that's about it. Oh, before I say that, I was in the middle of saying that I was gonna give y'all 12 questions. See, I gave y'all 12 questions for the regular multi-step absolute values. For this, I'm probably gonna give y'all, let me see, these are 3 points each. I can't do half a point like I did that last one. So if anything, I might do it like how I did y'all's last inequalities. How many questions I give y'all up there?
You gave us like
4.
oh, 4?
4 questions. 4 questions for the inequalities quiz.
I think so, yeah.
Because three points each
There was 12.
for your inequalities quiz.
Oh, not the inequalities. I don't know if that's what
I think you gave us like 4 or 6.
Yeah, I think it was about either 4. 'Cause they were 1 point each.
Yeah, I don't have that anymore. That's what it is.
So, yeah, I think most likely your quiz will be of 4 questions, okay? But this is just giving y'all a lot of practice right here. All right. So, I thought you were gonna sit that. No, you can move that back. Sorry. So for 5 and 6, you have one of these sets on the inside of the absolute value, and then one on the outside. That's how you solve it. And then for 7 and 8, you have 2 parts on the inside of the absolute value and one on the outside. And then for 9 through 12, you have 2 on the inside and 2 on the outside. All right. So I pretty much formatted this exactly how I did your multi-step inequalities quiz. So therefore it will look slightly familiar to you. All right. On y'all's quiz on Thursday, the 4 questions that you're gonna have, let's just go ahead and just say that most likely the 4 questions you're gonna have is gonna represent 9 through 12, okay? The multi-steps, okay? So just get acclimated with that. That's why I gave you all the most questions. Number 5. Number 5, you have absolute value. What's going on? You have the absolute value of x over 6. You have the absolute value of x over 6 minus 10 is greater than or equal to a negative 9, right? Real quick, what kind of graph do you think that we're gonna have? Seeing as though that this is greater than, what kind of graph do you think we're gonna have?
Or, right?
Huh?
An or.
An or? Yeah, most likely. Pretty much. Remember, if it's greater than or equal to, then we're gonna have, most likely we're gonna have an or. If it's less than or equal to, then most likely we're gonna have an and, okay? So let's figure this out. First off, first things first, we have this part on the outside, right? So therefore, how should we treat our absolute value? Remember what y'all did last week. How should we treat our absolute value? Like a what?
Like a variable?
Like a variable. We put it in this box, okay? Put it in this box. Okay? So therefore, we're gonna write our equation, x minus 10 is greater